So we're back with the final installment of us putting ourselves through mental torture. Beating Fjordur. But if you missed it, go and watch the previous video. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment. But let's get to it. Once we got in, I ran to the Yudi and got the boss's attention. I set the army in and encouraged them with the Yudi's roar.
Can't even move.
Get him! Holy hell, bro. Oh no!
No, not a Rex!
Last one. Damn. I was feeling pretty confident against the brood mother. Once I got home, I made a trophy mount for the monkey head and mounted it right above our fabricator. Since I had that 220 element, because we beat a boss, I wanted to make a tech replicator. Only issue is we didn't have enough black pearls. So while Chase was farming all the metal, polymer, and crystal, I went to the magma store to get black pearls. I was using Rocky because I thought I could go invisible and grab the pearls without them noticing me, but I was wrong. I pretty much just sat on this cliff and shot arrows at them while I was invisible because they wouldn't aggro on me. Once they were all dead, I jumped down and harvested all the black pearls until this happened.
What the? There's that child.
Oh! What?
Huh?
Dude, what? I was literally standing on the thing, and then I just instantly died.
Classic Ark. Anyways, I spawned at Omen's base and took Logan's cryopod and crowd Tox, Omen's brand new imprinted carch, and flew away with his Drake. Once I got there, I grabbed my bag and got attacked by magmasaurs, so I threw out Tox and steamrolled all of them. After that, I was cryoing everybody up, and I got ambushed by a bat and got rabies, and since I was already on low health from the heat, I didn't make it very far. So I respawned again and took Chase's Drake this time, and I was able to get my loot. Once I got home, it was day 61, and I loaded everything up into the RG and flew to Greenob to build the replicator. Once I got home, I made some metal structures to put it down, since these things are way too damn big. And once all that was done, I finally placed the thing down. Once we had everything moved over, I fired her up and made some tech doors and door frames since they open and close automatically. Just like S Plus doors, but for some reason that feature never made it to console. We also made up some tech dino gateways that replaced the metal ones. But once all that was done, me and Chase made some tech gloves just cuz. No idea why, because they have terrible armor compared to what we already have. On day 62, me and Chase decided to run the Labyrinth Cave to retrieve the artifact of the Massive. So we teleported to Vardaland and swam down the cave entrance. Now this cave has an underwater entrance, but it's not an underwater cave, thankfully. So we used our drakes to crawl up this huge cliff and get into the actual cave. This big room is filled with mobs like Desimotus and all the other junk. So we just used our drakes' cloaking ability to walk right past everything. Once we got to the actual entrance, we acquired our drakes and went in. Now, this cave doesn't actually have any enemies in it, instead it's just filled with traps and BS that does tons of damage to you despite the armor you have. And normally I try to complete caves without using guides and videos to show me exactly where to go, but when it comes to this cave I'm not taking any chances. I've learned my lesson from Ragnarok's Labyrinth. So we put in the first code and descended farther into the cave. After making our way through more maze and going over a parkour section, we found the second puzzle. We put in the code and went to get the artifact, but guess what? It wasn't there. So we left and made our way back out to the main room and used our drakes to sneak past everything again. Once we got home, I put the totally not spawned in artifact of the Massive on the pedestal. And if you're getting mad at me for spawning in the artifacts, well, deal with it. In the morning of day 63, me and Chase teleported to the Burnt Island because he told me he found some crystals that give element shards, which element shards can be used to make actual element. And we needed some extra elements since we used a bunch on the replicator and making the tech gloves and other tech stuff. Also, the replicator uses element to run just like the fabricator uses gas. So we took Chase's mining drill and used it on the element rocks and got a bunch of shards. Once we got home, we made up real element in the replicator and I flew to the swamp to get the remaining apex drops we needed for the broodmother. there was not very many Sarcos or Titanobos in the swamp, so I went down to the real Aberration Cave to see if there were any in there. And for whatever reason, these aberrant Titanoboas were giving me venom for every kill. Normally it's a rare drop, so I don't know if it's because I was killing them myself and not with a tame, which is how I normally do it, or if it's just aberrant ones or 100% drop rate. But I was able to get all the venom I needed in this cave, but unfortunately the search for Sarcos still continued. On day 64, we were finished getting the skins, and since we already had all the Argytalons and sauropod vertebrae, we were ready to fight the Broodmother. So we were down in the Aberration Cave healing all the Rexes with Omen Snow Owl. This took pretty much all day. On day 65, all the Rexes were done healing, so we uploaded them to the cloud so we could download them at the Broodmother terminal. After that, we went over to the Broodmother cave and downloaded all the Rexes. Unfortunately, we were short a few Rexes since Logan uploaded a few and he wasn't able to play now. So we substituted them for Cowman and Hairy Beefcake since Megatheriums are very good at killing the Broodmother. While Chase was getting all the dinos set up, I went home and grabbed the artifacts and tributes. Once I got back to the cave, we were ready to go, so I started the fight. We started out really strong, doing good damage, but our primitive saddles began to fail us as our Rexes started dying one by one. I got off and started shooting her with my shotgun, and eventually it was just Cowman and the Yui tanking her while we shot her.
Come on, dude. I have 8 shells left. 8 shells. Come on. You literally... Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. He did it. Oh my god, I got the element in the flag. Oh my god. I had 7 shells left, dude.
By some grace of God, Cowman was able to tank long enough for us to kill her with our guns. Once I got back to base, it was day 66, and Chase told me he found a high-level Deinonychus egg. But now for the dragon, we're going to switch strategies and use 10 Deinonychus and 10 Rexes, since apparently Deinonychus are extremely good at killing the dragon because of their bleed effect. So I flew over there and met up with Chase and snagged the egg. And while I was flying around, I was killing all the Rexes because I need Rex arms for the dragon, and I need a high-level female to mate with my male, since we lost all the tech Rexes in the fight. Don't ask me why we took the breeding pair, okay? I was feeling confident since we destroyed the monkey so easily. While I was on the burnt island, I found a 203 female, so I killed her friend and started to knock her out. Once she passed out, I cleared out the area and fed her some prime meat and went to go look for another Rex. I ended up finding another high-level female, so I knocked her out and fed her some prime meat. While these guys were taming, I went to go help Chase look for more high-level Deinonychus eggs. We looked all through the night into the morning of day 67, but we couldn't find any high-level eggs, so I just went home and threw out the Rex. It was now day 68, and eventually Chase found a level 203, and it turned out to be a female. So after waiting for the eggs to incubate, I hatched the 2 that I wanted to use for breeding. While I was waiting for the Deinonychus to finish maturing, I went to the lava loot cave because I was trying to get a good Deinonychus saddle blueprint and a good Rex saddle blueprint. But I was only able to get 1 crate because all the mobs in this cave are like goddamn level 800 for some reason, and my Maywing couldn't handle them. So instead I went to the bear cave since there's tons of loot crates in there. I grappled through the hole in the wall and into the back room, and I totally forgot there was an artifact here. While I was on my way home, I stopped to get some silk so I could make a whip. And I wanted to get a whip because I could go into the Magmasaur trench with my Drake and stay invisible while getting the black pearls, since he can use items while raiding the Drake. This would allow me to get the pearls without being seen. Right as I got home, the Deinonychus were fully matured, so I started them on breeding. I also started breeding the Rexes. The morning of day 69, I crafted the whips and teleported to the Burnt Island so I could get some more black pearls. Once I went there, I just went invisible and I could collect as many pearls as I wanted. Seriously, this method is super OP. I don't know if I just invented something that's super OP or if someone else has done this. But once I got home, I loaded up the pearls and me and Chase made a tech chestplate. On day 70, I hatched our breeding pair for the Deinonychus and the Rexes. I also made some tech boots since the chestplate is basically useless without the boots because you're just gonna splat on the ground. And while I was waiting for our new breeding pairs to grow up, I flew to the Burnt Island so I could get the artifact of the immune. Once I got to the cave, I threw down my cart since there's always a lot of Desmodus in this cave and I don't really feel like getting picked off my mount. So I just steamrolled through the cave and got the artifact. I also got these element shards. On day 71, I decided to grab my scuba gear and go out looking for some Tuso-Toothless so I could get their tentacles. Apparently there was a spawn at the bottom of the map, and I would do anything to avoid going into that pitch black abyss. Of course, as soon as I got there, I threw down the Basel and gave him cryo sickness, so I sat there for a while debating my decision to keep playing this godforsaken game. Anyways, after he woke up, I swam down there, and of course there wasn't any Tusos, so I swam home. After waiting for ages, our Rexes finally had produced 10 eggs, so I hatched 5 of them. While I was doing this, Logan was out getting Vaslo blubber and loot dropping. Not only did he get us the blubber, he got us a goddamn perfect Rex saddle blueprint.
Oh. Alright, look at this.
Oh my, okay, bro. There we go.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Aberration cave?
I got it out of the aberration cave out of a yellow drop.
And just having this thing made me feel much more confident in our ability to beat the dragon. I decided to make all 9 of the saddles right now. After that, I told Chase to go out and get the Yudi lungs and told Logan to go to the bear cave to keep loot dropping while I imprinted all the babies. While I was waiting for the babies to want Kerrigan, I took Surtur out and went on a metal run. Yes, this is one of the first metal runs I've done because we have Chase, aka Mr. Grinder, because he enjoys doing this type of shit for some reason. While I was loading all the metal into the forge, Logan comes out of nowhere and drops another perfect saddle blueprint in front of me like it was no big deal.
Oh my... Bro. Okay.
Seriously, this dude has the best goddamn luck when it comes to this stuff I've ever seen. Do not ever play a loot-based game like Destiny or Borderlands with this dude, it's not even fun. He gets everything OP. And since Deinonychus saddles are so cheap, I just made all of them too. I started day 73 by hatching the other 5 Rexes, and I just stood there all day waiting for these things to want care and mature. And while I was waiting for the Rexes, I hatched some Deinonychus eggs since their eggs literally take like 3 minutes to incubate. Now it was day 75 because my internet went down for a while, and when I came back, Logan had raised the last 5 Rexes and fully imprinted on them and all the 10 of the Deinonychus. Damn, it's nice to have a tribe to help you. Anyways, I grabbed our egg incubator and put it outside so I could hatch the eggs out of it and kill the babies with the Rexes and Deinonychus. I had tons of Rex eggs because we had some extra Rexes on breeding constantly so I could use their eggs as XP. I also made a tech transmitter so I could upload our Rexes to the cloud and download them at the Dragon Terminal when I was ready. On the morning of day 76, I uploaded all the Rexes and Deinonychus to the cloud. Then I went over to the Dragon Terminal and downloaded all of them so they could wait there and heal while we prepared the last tribute items. One of those preparations was to go get another Yudi, so I went over to the snow and found a level 196 first try, so I just sat on this cliff and shot him and he didn't even care until he was about to fall asleep. Then I just chased him down and boom, he was out. He tamed up a while later and I named him Captain Gary, even though it was a girl, but I don't care. I went and grabbed a saddle from the house and dropped her off at the Dragon Terminal after leveling her up with some baby Rexes. On day 77, I went to Asgard to tame a Daedon to heal the army. I know I could have found one in the snow, but it's easier to get them here because not everything wants to kill you in this Asgard, and I also wanted an Daedon. I found this blue and yellow level 203, so I started tranking him. And after eating 3 mammoths and 6 hyenodons worth of meat, he finally woke up and I named him Green Eggs and Ham. I teleported home and grabbed a saddle and then took him to the terminal. I started healing the army with him, but he'd only heal for a few seconds and then he would run out of food. My guess is that they use more food for the more dinos that they're healing, and since he's healing 20 dinos that all need to go up like 30k health, it just wasn't gonna work. After all that healing, it was day 78 and I went home and repaired my scuba gear, because I was going to have to go down to the abyss of the ocean to find those Tuso tentacles. Now when I say this is literally the worst thing I've ever done in Ark, I'm being 100% honest and 0% sarcastic. I have a very big fear of the ocean, especially when it's pitch black and you have no idea what's down there. And this is some of the scariest shit I've ever played, and I've played quite a few horror games. And right as I get through the entrance, I get attacked by 2 Moses. After I finally kill them, I swim 20 feet and see an Alpha Mosa. So I avoided him and then swam around like an idiot for 10 minutes until finally I found a squid.
Oh, I see one.
Huh?
I found a squid.
Let's go.
He comes up to attack me, and of course I start smoking his ass, and then he just sprays this juice all over it and makes the stupid ass escape. But I catch up to him and finally finish him off. I then swam around for another 10 minutes, but I didn't find any more squids, so I just left. The next day I was flying around and I saw these big crystals underwater, and I remember that that's an entrance into a cave I need to do. And I have everything I need to do it on me, so I landed and swam down there. I cleared out everything with the basilo, and I threw down a Deinonychus and went forward. Once I got into the main room of this cave, I remembered just how beautiful this cave is. And this is definitely one of my favorite caves in Ark, just because it doesn't have any stupid section in it, and it's so cool. I made my way into this back room and cleared out the Arthros with my trusty shotgun, and I found a yellow loot crate with a super good fur chest plate in it. This would definitely be useful for the ice cave I have up next. And I found this dark path with a jump I had to make, and then I was in the artifact room. Boom! The artifact of the cunning was now mine. Just one more to go. Ain't no way my game just crashed and I'm at the bottom of the ocean, bro.
Dude, you're done, bro.
Dude, I didn't even put my scuba tank on. But of course this game just can't let me win. While I was on my way out of the cave, my Dimorphodon, who was on my shoulder, died.
I don't think they would even drop it.
What?
Who's Zappy? Who's Zappy?
Oh shit, I think I left him in the cave. No, where did I leave him? I don't know if you guys remember, but that was the Dimorphodon I tamed all the way back when we were living in the cave. I named him Zappy and I took him everywhere with me, and I was very attached to him. I guess I was too worried about myself drowning and I forgot about him, and I feel terrible about it. But moving on, it's now day 80 and I have a snow cave to complete. So I grabbed my snow gear and crowd up Cowman. I started with a Deinonychus to see if they could handle it, but I got humbled really quick. I opened this yellow drop and got some more OP fur out of it. But I decided to just use the tech jetpack to skip the whole cave. I made my way back to the artifact and led all the mobs into the test pits. I threw out Cowman to help me weed out the Perlovias, and he helped me kill them. And just like that, we had all the artifacts. Today I was back to the pit to get the last of the tentacles, and right as I swam in, I got jumped by 2 Moses and an Alpha Mosa. How great is that? After chomping away at this asshole for 20 minutes, I finally killed him and got a bunch of garbage and 100 black pearls. There's one! I got his ass. Luckily this time it didn't take as long and I was able to get the hell out of that hellhole. I refuse to play this map on Ark Ascended because coming down here in that game might as well be Subnautica 3 because that shit ain't never coming out. Once I got back home, it was game on. I grabbed all the artifacts and tributes and we headed down to the Dragon Terminal. We had everybody ready and then we teleported.
I didn't get teleported. Joking. Okay, I'm in.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. We just spawned in.
Get him, boys.
Alright, are they going in?
Oh my god.
Jesus, bro.
Look at those bleed damage.
I know.
Look at Burgess up.
You are good. I can't.
And we were absolutely shredding this guy until he hit half health and he obliterated 2/3 of our army. But we still had some Deinonychus, which was good because they are our big damage dealers. Guys, I don't know if we have any Deinonychus.
I don't think we do. We have one.
Guys, none of the Rexes are even attacking.
I think this was neutral.
We're all just standing.
I think I'm with my compound. Should I get off in a shotgun?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, my boots! Neutral! Oh, this is really good. Yeah. Shit, the Yudi's going in.
It's alright, the Udi's at full health so we can tank.
He's dead. We got it. Cool. Alright, boys, let's wrap. Let's go.
After that I teleported home because we have a lot to do before we're ready to fight Alpha Fenrir. After that I went home and made myself a tech helmet and pants. I also mounted the dragon's dumbass head on the wall where that stupid bastard belongs. Oh, and I started the Rex breeding process again. On the evening of day 84 I hatched the entire new Rex army. Yeah, I was completely out of patience for this game, I just wanted to get it done whether we won or not against Fenrir. After a day of grinding up baby dinosaurs into meat paste, I needed a nice relaxing day. So I went to Asgard and started slaughtering everything there and mutilating the bodies with a chainsaw so I could maximize my hide gathering. Once I was done massacring the entirety of the once beautiful Asgard, I teleported home. Once I got home, I had the lovely chore of going on a metal run again so I could make the rest of the Rex saddles. By the time I was done leveling all the Rexes, it was day 89 and I started to upload them all to the cloud. After that I went to Greenob and started downloading the Rexes. Once I got all the Rexes downloaded, I flew to Omen's base to get this snow owl and heal all of them. And when I got back, I healed, and I healed, over and over and over again. I genuinely thought I was going to lose my mind while doing this. By the time I was done healing them, it was day 92, and at this point I was on the brink of lunacy, so I didn't even care about the 100 days challenge. So I flew home and distributed fur gear to the team, and we grabbed the tributes. This was it, the end game. Everything we did and everything I put myself through has led up to this.
I'm just letting you know I've never like done this or seen him.
I can't.
Oh, guys, I'm like frozen. I can't move. I'm getting my ass. I can't move. I'm like, I have this cooldown thing and I'm being eaten by goddamn ghouls.
Hell, that damage is.
Dude,
Where's
they
our
are doing
army?
so much damage.
Our whole army's not even over.
What the hell, dude?
I'm doing like no damage.
I do.
I got some cuts on my guy.
Yeah, Chase has some cuts, and there's a couple Rexes that have been.
There's
on
a
the
couple
front.
Rexes that were getting absolutely battered. Oh, warm up.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're roared. Damn it.
I want to lay down
My
fire.
Bozy.
God, my guy's already at half.
Dude, that attack is so OP.
Is that half, man? It's the froze freezing.
Yeah, that's the one that. Okay, my UD's almost at half.
Alright, complete it back up.
Yeah, I am. He does like these like full arena attacks. Like little cuts. Alright, all the Rexes are
Uh-oh,
current. Oh,
last
yep, there
one.
goes one.
Don't worry, those are the ones that have low health. Stay back.
I think I might need to switch Rexes.
Because you're not gonna be able to.
This dude's at half.
Just hold out. It's literally one tap.
Oh, damn it.
Come on, bitch. Come on.
Can't.
Yeah.
Wait, you get? I just got a cryo. I just got it.
When I got home, we put down the Fenrir flags and threw out the Fenrir wolf you get for killing the boss. And his abilities are great and all, and he's cool, but it's kind of an underwhelming reward for what you have to do to get him. I wish they were bigger and more powerful, but then again, you know, you get jack shit for beating pretty much all the other maps, so at least they gave you a little bit of reward. We took the Fenrir to Omen's base and put it in the center of his base as a gift for hosting the server and letting us be on it. Well guys, that's pretty much it. There's a story on how we conquered Fenrir in under 100 days, and speaking of 100 days, this video and script took me about 100 days in real life to write and edit. So please subscribe if you think we did at least a semi-decent job. But all jokes aside, thank you guys for almost 100 subs. I never thought that our first video, the Scorched Earth one, would do as good as it's done. And if it wasn't for everybody who watched that video and subscribed, this video probably wouldn't have happened. But with all that, I think this is probably the last time we're going to be playing Ark Survival Evolved on the channel since Ark Ascended is so close. But don't worry, we'll definitely make a comeback on Ark Ascended when it comes out in 2055.